Olá, boa noite. Feliz quinta-feira. Boa tarde. Boa tarde for you. Hey, hey, hey. How you doing? Happy Thursday. It is me, Krishan Ray. I'm the founder of Black Sick Global and the host of the Black Sick Global podcast, coming back with new episodes next month. Forgive my voice. I am experiencing a little bit of a hangover, but not in the alcoholic sense. I spent a lovely weekend celebrating a good friend's birthday. And I don't know, I came back all relaxed and spot up. And then maybe a couple days later, I have this little nagging post nasal drip. Not a cold, it just sounds like it. So I'm just drinking my water, but it is affecting my voice. So apologies. Sorry. Hope you all are doing well, staying safe. I know I'm drinking my water and my wine, like Jesus told us. So, hey. Good to see you all. Good to be seen. It is Thursday. This year is winding down. Bailey is walking around trying to decide, are you coming up or what? The people want to know. You going to come to mama? Come on. I know. You can't resist. You see the lights go on and you know it's showtime. I know. What was I saying? Oh, yes. This year is almost over. Like it seems like this month just started the other day. And I don't know. Monday will be halfway through the month. How does that happen? Right? The day after tomorrow is New Year's, as far as I'm concerned. And so, yeah, it's a lot. I can't believe it. It feels like, I don't know if it's the older I get. I don't even think it's that. I think it's now that I'm abroad, it feels like time is speeding up. I want it to slow down. So let's see who is in the chat. I will try my best not to cough, but I can't promise anything. Post-nasal drip is terrible. First in the chat today, Black Expat 2B. How you doing? Happy holidays. Yes. Hey, Deborah. Ooh, holiday shopping. With my kids being grown, I'm off the hook now. Except Miss Maya has given me her list. Because even though she's 20, I'm like, so yes, I'm not completely off the hook. But she's not coming till next month, so I can catch all the after Christmas sales. Yes. Hey, the Howards. Hey, miss you friends. Hey, Action BJ in the house. Luxury Bucket List. How you doing? Hola, Allison. Hey. Positive thinking from Arizona. Hey, Ann. How are you? Talk about it, Marcus. It has been a minute. Oh my goodness. I'm doing well. Hope you are. Just like I said, just a little nasally, but other than that, I'm doing well, quite well. Hey, Carmen, how are you? Hey. And we have a channel member in the house. Hey, Jackie, how are you? Good afternoon. Yeah, for some, it's been a challenging year. And I know, like for me, it wasn't a challenging year, but I've had some challenging years. So you have my sincerest empathy. And I hope this year ends on a positive note for you. And that, tomorrow is 12/12. So I follow astrology, not deeply, but I definitely, as a Cancerian, we've been getting a bad rap out here in these streets, 50 Cent. But talk about us being, a little petty, vengeful. But, Cancerians, we get deep in our feelings. And so, tomorrow's 12/12. It's an astrological event. So it's a great day to set your intentions for 2026. Like I said, it's not literally, figuratively, the day after tomorrow. So hoping 2026 is going to be better for you. Hey, Ohio. Yeah, my son was living there up until end of last year. It's because I know. It's like, when you're a kid, now I put this on because I was freezing and now I'm hot, perimenopause. Uh, and when you're a kid, I've been in reflection, especially in the end of the year. And I'm like, I used to say some dumb shit. I can't wait to be grown. I can't wait till I'm on my own. I'm in the house. And no wonder my parents, my mom in particular, was like, mm-hmm. Like, what? Like, keep talking, young blood, keep talking. Life is going to life, right? Oh my gosh. I think about that now, right? That Stevie Wonder song. I'm like, man, didn't know how good you had it. Had to worry about no bills, didn't worry about nothing, right? Just being you. Yes, hello. Yes, she is doing much better. She's in her new apartment. Yay. And I have a bit of news that I can share today. She just got her new passport. Whoop, whoop. Because, I was a little nervous. So I was like, yeesh, end of the year. And, I'd already bought the ticket for her to come to Portugal. So it has arrived. So, yay, Mama's happy. And she's very happy. She's winding down school. She's in exams now, final exams. So I will send her all of you all's best wishes and thank you all for your prayers and support during this challenging time. She's almost at the finish line. I think next week she finishes exams. Hey. I swear I sound worse than what I actually feel. Hey, Phyllis. Hey. Hey, C Bliss. How are you? Hey, Mary. How are you? Happy holidays. Look at Maureen. Throwing that Dutch out there. Gudenvan from Amsterdam. I appreciate you for putting that in the chat. I appreciate you for that. Hey, boy, no, hey, Edith. Hey, you're here live. Awesome. Hey, Venus, how are you? Hey. Let's see. Where we at? Oh, I scroll. I hit the button and then like all y'all like, okay, here we go. Hey, Teresina. Hey, from the ATL. I know. Let me tell you, because our friends, the Howards, they know. Cancerians, I'm telling you, if you spend any time on IG, really any time on the internet, it's a lot of propaganda about Cancerians. And it's incorrect. I mean, it's partially correct. We are deeply emotional, we're intuitive, we're very loving, very loyal. I am a June Cancerian. Our friend Stephanie Perry is also a Cancerian. Our birthday's only a few days apart, but she's a July Cancerian. We get a bad rap. Cancerians. They say that we're the worst of the zodiacs. The worst of the zodiacs? Like, how could that even be? How could that even be? I mean, when you cross a Cancerian, that's a different story. But generally speaking, we are very kind and loving. You just don't want to get on our bad side. It's crazy. So 50 Cent is out there, and now everybody is talking about how vicious the Cancerians are. I'm like, oh, I did not do anything. I was not attacked. Hey, Dr. Healing's Garden Journey, how are you? Hey. Yes. That what is, oh, I came up with my word. Maybe I'll do that as another live. Yeah, because I feel like I don't want to commingle. Yeah, but I love that. I love that. Intention. Yes. Yes. Hey Michelle, how you doing? Excuse me, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. I'm like, couldn't this post nasal drip been like on the day I wasn't live? Look, Perry is just disrespectful. Hey Casper, how are you? Hey. I know. Talk about it. We've got some scouting to do when she's here. So in addition to all the shopping, which I get, right? Like there's certain things that she lost everything, right? So sentimental items and things like that. And so, um, but this girl got her list. She's like, she has her favorite stores in Portugal, and she's like, "Oh, we go here, 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 here." I'm like, too cute, too cute. Um, hey, Learia. All right, season's greeting, Boas Festas. Boas Festas. All right. I got all my greetings, I think. Right? Let me scan real quick. I don't think I missed anybody. I don't think I missed anybody. Yes, thank you. Yes. Going to Portugal for a break will certainly have. Ah, yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, it has been a year. It has been a year. Yep. Yeah, Scorpio. I feel like some signs just get targeted. It's not right. It's not right. All right. So we're 12 minutes in. So let me do some announcements, and then we'll go into the talk because I got a lot to celebrate today, right? Woo, woo, woo. 2 years of retirement, baby. Okay. So announcements. Number one, as I mentioned, I think it was last week, we are launching Black's Global Passport 2.0. So excited, right? And I just actually came from, I was home, gave an interview to a large publication. You'll see it in maybe like a week or two. And talking about Black's Global and Passport and all of the new changes that are happening. Really excited. 5 years and counting of Black's Global, and our Black's Global Passport community is evolving right into our next phase. And so we have 2 tiers to support you better. So for people who want to DIY, go through, the workshops, kind of, take advantage of, the articles and all the content that's there. You have one path. And then the people that want more hands-on support, accountability workshops with me, or accountability groups with me, workshops, live workshops, our course, 35, 35 module lessons, not modules, lessons. And it is our Move Abroad course. It is our signature Black Sit blueprint. And you know me, I'm going to build the course, but it's not going to be the, hey, pack your bags. This is your visa. Like it is giving some say that, okay, cultural context to what got us here and what is driving you there and how to expect. So that cultural connection. So I'm really excited about that. So 2 support models. So if you go to the landing page, you will see that now. So I'm really excited. And then tomorrow, no, today's Thursday. Saturday is our Black Sit Global virtual holiday party. So I'm excited for that. We did it last year. It was like a lot of great feedback. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be resting my voice tomorrow so that excuse me, so that I can be in full celebration mode with our passport members. We are also celebrating some wonderful news. As I was trying to count really quick before the interview, I probably have to go through the list again, but I'm pretty sure we had 10 members move abroad this year, and 8 of those 10 moved to Portugal. And the most recent arrival was Monday. I thought I was done. And then, skirt, skirt. Another member gained her wings. I love it. I love this for us, right? So we have, 30 members living in Portugal in the 2 years since I've been here. Not to mention our members and alum that have moved to other parts of the world. So not new to this, but true to this. So take advantage, come through and passport. And then on Sunday, we are having a wonderful workshop led by one of our members who's also in the chat. And so she will be talking about how she was able to bop around with a carry-on for almost 6 months. So these are the things that are taking place. What other news do I have? I think that's it, because then we start to get into the holiday week. So then I think there's no new news until the podcast comes back. I'm so excited. Season 8, y'all. Season 8 is going to be great. Oh, wow. Yeah, a lot of people are having trouble. You're not the only one. Not the only one. And Monday was a holiday in Portugal. And today was a strike. We had a nationwide strike, which is one of the reasons why I stayed in, friends. So you leaving us, Bailey? Okay, Bailey said goodnight. She's going to bed. She is going to bed. So yeah, we had a nationwide strike today. So that affected all transportation. And yeah, it was crazy. So I get it. And I'm pretty sure AMA was closed today because our local offices, when I was walking Bailey, and Freguesias were all closed too. So I think that would have been included as well. So while, BFS is an AMA, that's their link. So sometimes that also causes delay. Thank you. 2 years. I can't believe it. Oh my goodness. Congratulations, Beverly. Yes. Thank you. So let's talk about it. Oh, 18 minutes in. Good God. Okay. So, like I said, it is 2 years. This month makes 2 years that I've been retired from my corporate career. And I think I've talked about it before. I've had an interesting path, right? I think maybe in that episode I did talking about how it blew up my life. But just for those who may be new to the channel or new to me, so I I put myself through college. I worked full-time, I went to school full-time. And before I graduated, I had a job. I was working in the New York State legislature. I worked in politics for 10 years. I went into, where did I go after that? I think, television for a couple of years. I was at a CNN affiliate. I was a social worker using my degree for a hot minute. Stayed home for a little bit after I had them babies. Was a lobbyist. I was a lobbyist for a large health insurer. I straddled or really made a pivot into marketing because I knew government wasn't where I wanted to stay. I thought I did. My master's is in social work. My bachelor's is in English. and I had a minor in political science. Was major. But anyway, I smartly pivoted into marketing. And then I worked in pharmaceuticals for a long time. Last part of my career. And last part of my career was pharmaceuticals. Middle part was consumer packaged goods. So marketing, digital marketing. So I had a very like crisscrossy career. Um, but I was tired. I didn't realize how tired I was. And when I when I decided in 2017, when I went to New Zealand, I decided I was going to move abroad. I had in my head, okay, Maya's going to go to college in 2023. I'm going to move to New Zealand. I'll be 49, 50. And since I don't have any kids, they'll won't be minors, I can just work for 10 years. I can bank away money. New Zealand, like Australia, there's a couple other countries, but I just know those off the top of my head. Those are superannuation countries. I had done my research. When I tell you I decided in 2017 I was moving abroad, I've been planning and plotting and plotting and planning. So I know what I speak. So I had already researched superannuation, how long I needed to work in order to get a pension or, payout from superannuation countries, all this other stuff, whether or not, I could draw Social Security, the whole bit. Mama had a plan. Fast forward, when I decided to move to Portugal, I was like, no. 2020 was the year I launched Black to Global. And we all know what 2020 was, a hot damn mess, right? And for so many of us, that was the first time ever that it's like a hamster being on a wheel, right? Everybody's a hamster on a wheel, right? Cogs in the machine, hamsters on the wheel. And literally, it was like somebody put their finger on the wheel and it stopped. So for so many of us, right, that full stop around the world at the same exact time, for many of us, it was the first time we had ever stopped, right? Because the machine didn't keep going, right? So we were able to stop. We were looking around, see what was working, what wasn't working for ourselves. We were able to, in some cases, rest, take on new hobbies. For some people, they did not have that, right? They were labeled essential workers. So while my reality was staying at home, other people's reality was putting their lives at risk, being first responders, nurses, doctors, firefighters, police officers. Like it was a very shift workers, right? Very different reality for some people. And I don't want to gloss over that, right? But for so many, there was an opportunity to say, what the helly, right? And I was no different. I had was transitioning to what I knew was going to be like the last jobs that I was going to have in the U.S. around 2020, and I was nearing full on burnout. I did not feel as though I had any more rabbits that, not that I couldn't pull out of the hat, but I was like, look, let them rabbits sleep. I'm tired of reinventing myself. No, right? Because it was emotional labor. I wasn't just getting myself up in the morning and getting ready for work and the kids to school. I was getting myself up. I was putting on the mask, right? Our people would be dying in the street. And then you come in the office or wherever you work. How was your weekend? Oh, it was great. Barbara, how was yours? You ain't see them black and brown bodies lying in the street? How many times, right, does our pain get exploited as porn? You know? And so I was just getting tired coming up with ideas, going from pet to threat. And the older I got, it was a nanosecond, right? Because I was not, I was not um, missing the fact that ageism exists in America. It was not missed on me that there was a target on my back, right? I am a woman. I am black. At that time approaching my 50s. I am highly educated, right? Master's degrees, multiple certificates, highly compensated. Ooh, highly compensated, right? Tired of coming up with goals and objectives, putting out fire drills, having meetings for meeting's sake, giving you my best ideas and having some other mediocre white man take credit for it. Or the jealousy of their sister because I age backwards. I was tired. I was tired. So when I came back that last stint, I was like, So I launched Blacks to Global in 2020 and went back, was asked back to go back to my former employer. And I went back with a plan. Because I was like, look, I'm gonna spend the least amount of money I can possibly spend and invest as much as I possibly can. And I haven't been investing for years, but like wherever I can put money is going because I need to buy my freedom. And this is the thing you have to keep in mind about work. America will have you thinking that you as a human being, your sole purpose in life is to be productive. And since we came into existence, right, we have always been looked at as a commodity, not as a human, as a commodity. Chattel slavery, hundreds of years, right? I am 51, right? So the civil rights movement was in the 60s. I was born in 74. I don't know where these people think like we should be further along. And I was like, with your foot on our necks? What? Would you policing us? Would you policing our hair? We policing our tone of voice, our face, right? Come on now. Not seeing our humanity. So yeah, getting to a point where I can't fake the funk no more. Plus, I believe the closer you get into your 50s, the filter starts to come off too. Maybe it's perimenopause. And like I said, I'm a proud member of the We Do Not Care Club. Right? Go, Melanie. Go, Melanie. Right? Come on now. So I think that's a confluence of things that led me to the decision. Now, I'm not going to say I wasn't afraid, but it led me to the decision that by the time I moved to Portugal, that I was going to tap out. I was either going to be let go or I was going to let them go, right? And I knew December had to be the line, right? The line in the sand, because right, it was going to be a new year in January. And as it was, they were doing layoffs, and first round started going through, nothing. I'd be like, damn, why don't they pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me? Because I have been laid off so many times. Once they pop that first chair, you're like, it's all right. So I was like, no, pick me, pick me. And then I was about to go to Italy, and they said, oh, so sorry to tell you. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was like, oh, okay. It's probably inappropriate for me to jump up and down on a Zoom call because my former coworkers were talking about still my layoff before then in 2019, when I got the email, that had a special meeting or whatever. And I got up in the meeting and I danced out of the room down the hall. I don't give a fuck. I was done. We are tired. And I see it, right? I see it in Passport. I see it for those of you that come in person for our events. I see it, right? And those of you, some of you send me messages, emails, and things like that. I read everything. And, we have been holding it together for so long. I mean, shit, on top of everything else, we try to hold up democracy, right? A system that was not built for us, a system that every day not only tells us it's not true that we don't matter, but it would try to lead us to believe not only that we don't matter, but the things that come from us don't matter, namely our offspring, right? That they have no qualms, no care about killing us dead in the street, something that came out of our bodies, right? With no regard for our humanity, no regard for our human life. What? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And so for the past 5+ years, I've made it my mission, okay? Some might say my purpose has finally been found, right? That I was going to get as many people free as I could. And I didn't have to do it still sitting in America. I mean, I launched it in America, right? I've only been out of the US now 2+ years. But I also realized that I had to decouple from the system. You can't heal in the same place you got sick. So it wasn't enough to put the geographic distance between me and America. Yes, there's 3,500 miles between me and the United States. But I also needed to decouple. I needed to decouple from the belief that I was only as good as my output, right? That I needed to downplay my skills and abilities in order to make other people feel comfortable and less threatened, right? Because our mere existence for some of them folks is a threat, right? Excuse me. And it was exhausting. It was dehumanizing, right? It plays with your mind because you have to expend so much mental energy putting on the mask, right? Deciding if you can reveal your true self to certain people, right? Backstabbing, like, everything. And it takes a toll. And then there's self-gaslighting, right? You question yourself. Are they right? Right? When you get those, you know, feedback forms at the end of the year, performance objectives, it's like, oh, I've been telling you, you're so great and wonderful all year. But then you have one little thing, and then it's like, wait, what? Um, yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't. The luxury bucket list said I always wanted to leave, but if this didn't happen, I could see pushing it off. Now I have the chance to be strategic and get out ASAP. Amen. Amen. Yeah, you can't. And I say that as somebody who has been outside of the US now um, 2+ years. And please hit the like button. Yes. I had a goal. I mean, it can still happen before the end of the year to get us to 10,000 subscribers. We're at like 9,200. I feel like it's possible. Hit the like button. Help the algorithm along. Um, Thank you, Yoga Bliss Dance. And it's like we have to be strategic, and it goes to what the luxury bucket list was talking about her upcoming move, right? And being strategic. Either way, right? A game is being played, right? You're born into this game. For a number of years, you are observing the game, even though you're playing the game, trying to figure out the rules because there's rules, right? We tend to follow rules. And then there are unspoken rules. And then there are the people who created the game who realize that they can change the rules of the game while you are playing the game because in their mind, rules are for fools, right? So it's only when you come to a certain point, if you are so fortunate to have that moment of awakening, to say, is this working for me? Gets back to what I said earlier about the finger on the hamster wheel. That was the first time that people said, right? Was that song? Things that make you go, right? Arsenio Hall used to do that too. And I said, oh, okay. I can't be played. Right? Because trust and believe with the mask, you may put the mask on to function, but the real you is underneath. The real you that they get glimpses of. Maybe my resting bitch face, a little bit more bass in my voice, all of the above, right? All of the above. And so I said, hey, you think you're playing me. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the game. I'm playing, right? So it's like, look, I'm smart. I'm going to put this money aside and buy my freedom. I had to change my mindset. Part of making this transition to retiring early is a mindset shift. Society will make you believe you have to work until you're 65 because they're dangling Social Security as right as right a carrot. However, what they fail to tell you is the average life expectancy, which went down during COVID, is 76, 77 years old. So why are you working to 65, 67 to, if you're lucky, have 10 years of life? And who's to say those 10 years are going to be good, healthy years, right? I only have to look to the generation before me within my own family. Yes, most of them are now aunts and uncles used to have at the cookout come over and all this other stuff when we were young. They're now in their 70s, late 70s and 80s, moving real slow, right? Because age happens, right? Poor health can happen, right? Sickness out of nowhere, whether you're healthy or not, right? You may become a caretaker to a spouse or another loved one, right? So all of that, and then fast forward to the reality that most of you all are living through in 2025 in the United States, where programs that you paid into for decades are now telling you that, oh, maybe 70% of that might be there, 80 if we're lucky, right? Their entitlement programs. What? And then the other news is, oh, wow, the biggest wealth transfer is about to happen from the boomers, right? Hmm. It seems as though in that narrative, you have left out a huge swath of people who did not have that, right? Black and brown people, right? We were, a lot of those, when Social Security was created, we were carved out. Our parents were carved out, right? If you were domestic, you didn't get Social Security. There were a lot of jobs that they carved out, right? GI bills, numerous things, that land grants that went to white Americans that Black Americans were excluded from. So when they're talking about their beautiful retirements and their beautiful big bill and this beautiful wealth transfer, these same publications and narratives are omitting the real reality for some of us, for many of us who are in the sandwich generation, myself included, who are putting children through school, trying to retire, but then also caring for an aging parent or loved one. These are our realities. And you can't run from it. I mean, you can, but you're just going to end up in the same boat. And I don't have any faith in them peoples. Mm-mm, right? I only have faith in what I could do, what I could control. So part of that was a mindset shift. It was, well, Krishan, who said you had to work 10 years so you can do catch-up contributions? That was my whole thing. I had my retirement calculators and I was like, oh, I'm going to do catch-up contributions. And by the time I retire at 60, that's an extra $300,000 or whatever the number was. Mindset shift. A couple books that I started to read towards the end of my time in the US. I reread Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Read that several times in my life. And I read, oh my gosh, why am I blanking now? It's going to come to me. I hate when that happens. Oh my gosh. I could see. Anyway, I'll keep talking. It'll come to me. But there were these books that I read at the time that were allowing me to shift my focus and realize that certain things that we want to do in our life are time bound, right? That you can only enjoy certain things at a particular time. And while it wasn't, I guess it should not have been a wake up call, it was, right? Think about it. Like a woman does not have, a man can have children till the day he dies, right? As long as he's got bullets in the chamber, right? But a woman, it's time bound, right? Those eggs are only fresh a certain amount of time, right? Uh, Certain things that you enjoy in life, right? You learn how to drive, right? You get that first license. You got to be 16, 17 years old, right? They don't put a six-year old behind the wheel, right? You need to have maturity, all these other things. So as I started to think about the things that had shifted in my life in those years, which was travel, which I enjoyed, going to other countries, enjoying other cultures, being seen as a human being for the first time when I went to New Zealand, when I went to all these other countries that I enjoyed. I've had such fabulous experiences. And then realizing that for the amount of money that I was spending in those other countries, I was killing myself trying to do that in the United States. And for what? To be both visible and invisible at the same time? What? Right? No, absolutely not. And so, yeah, I had enough, right? Um, and so that internal shift led to an external shift. And so when I came to Portugal, I rested. A lot of you know in that beginning month and a half, all I did was sleep to the point where I thought I had narcolepsy. And I didn't do it intentionally. I wasn't taking sleep aids, although in the US, I had for a number of years was taking sleep aids. Um, because I was having trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, all of that. And they'll make you believe it's your age or, you got something on your mind. It's like because we had to stay on high alert at all times, right? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. But what that does to your body, it keeps your mind going constantly. It keeps your body sending out hormones that it doesn't need to send out, these fight or flight hormones that are firing, that are, you know, enabling you to get up at, odd hours to go to a job, to push yourself past the point of exhaustion, right? To deal with all of the things that you have to do in a day and then get up and do it again the next day. And then if you're lucky, have a day or two to rest, which really it's might be a day of running errands. And then the last day, whether it be a Sunday, because some people work different hours and different shifts, is mentally preparing yourself to go back in to the lion's den, right? Um, the name is coming to me. Uh, Die with Zero. I know. I was like, I knew it was going to come to me. I was like, his name came first, and I was like, I knew it was going to come to me. So I had read Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. And I had the audiobook. Um, and excuse me, I highly recommend that you read it because it helps you with mindset, right? It helped me realize that that the things that I wanted to do, right? Travel the world, long haul flights, right? Flights to New Zealand, it's like 28 hours. Flights to Asia, 18, depending on where I was leaving from. Um, that I could only enjoy them during these peak optimal years, right? Peak physicality is now, right? You guys have seen Natalie, who has come on the channel, and she recently, earlier this year, for her birthday, her 65th birthday, she went to Antarctica, right? And I think, no, it's not her last continent. After my beginning trips next year, it'll be my last continent. I just have Africa and Antarctica left. And I said, wow. That's when I realized, I'm like, oh shit, I only got 2 more left. No, 7. I said, wow. right? But she could do that at 65 because she knew if she waited 10 years, right? Your physicality is going to be different. Certain things you're not going to be able to do. You're not going to be able to stand on an iceberg, right? You're not going to be able to withstand going through, uh, right, the Drake. And so, listening to the book, because I'm more of an audio consumer, listening to the audio book of Die with Zero, rereading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill was really important to me, right? Um, and I'm going to give you another book. So, Cashing Out. Yes, it can be the Drake Shake. I want to do that while I'm in my 50s. Um, Thank you. I'm trying. I'm trying. Um, so, Cashing Out by our friends Kirsten and Julian Saunders of Rich and Regular. Those books transformed my mindset because every year, not only did I set monetary goals, but I had mindset goals. And I knew in that period before I left America, that was going to require a huge, right, leap. And the reason for that is when you've gone a sustained period of time saving money, investing money, right, putting away for future you, that's great. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, right? Says Warren Buffett, I believe. And then you have to go to a point, at some point, you have to shift from putting money away to taking money out and being okay psychologically with at times seeing that figure go down, right? Because you're funding your lifestyle. Excuse me. And figuring out what is enough. So next month in Black Six Global Passport, our first workshop of the year for our Passport Plus members, is finding that number, like determining what is enough, because America will have you believing there isn't enough, right? You need to climb that corporate ladder. You need to have a new car every 2, 3 years, new iPhone, bigger house, right? Not one car, two cars, not three car, four cars, right? Your house, yeah, okay, you have a 2 bedroom, that's nice. Oh, but you also have a storage container, right? Oh, that 40-inch TV, that's not enough. You need 65, 80-inch TV, right? It's never enough. They always want you on that drip, getting that dopamine hit, keeping you thirsty and hungry. And what it does is it trains you like Pavlov's dog. And it's up to you to quiet the noise, to have horse blinders on, to seek communities where you can be seen, respected, affirmed, that you're not crazy, that the system is what it is as you perceive it to be. It's fucked up, right? We have been on the receiving end of a lot of bad shit, and it was taking its toll. I had insomnia, gastric issues, had to have, emergency surgery, um, a lot of things that, you're like, oh, I don't want to take time off from work, or, you know, I want to bounce right back. I remember when I was having my crisis of emergency surgery, I was laying on a gurney with my work phone to call in and let them know, like, okay, I'm just going to set up this call and then I'm just going to let them work on me. What the fuck? If I'd have died on the table, that shit would have. That's when you know you've given too much, right? But they want you to do that. And some of us have psyched ourselves up, have gaslit ourselves into believing that, oh, I'm not going to let them run me out this job. I'm not going to leave this money on the table. Or I need that predictable income to fund my lifestyle. Hmm, is it really worth it? Right? I'm having a wonderful time here in Portugal. And I'm glad that I am in a situation where I have decoupled myself, not only from my expected output, but also I don't have to stay in a job that I don't like in order to keep health insurance. I pay my premium for the year. I'm good. Right? I need anything checked out, I go get it done. Right? I don't need pre approval, all this other shenanigans. I just do. Right? And realizing that I could have better health care, better health outcomes, and a good bit, I wouldn't say a large bit of my time, but I'm able to focus on my health. Pilates. Right now, I'm getting physical therapy for my ankle. Um, dealing with the ringing in my ear, right? Um, I've been candid about taking the GLP-1 because perimenopause, you will not win. Excuse me. Um, and so, what I wanted to impart are some of the things that I realized along the way, because there were points in my life that, in that time where things were getting very, very scary, right? I've always been candid about why Black Global was created and where I was mentally. When I created it, I was in a very dark place, and that became my lifeline. That became my light. Um, and there have been times before when there were some personal challenges that, um, I had to soldier on in order to be the breadwinner, in order to keep my children, all of these things, right? And so to be away from, you know, having to put on a mask, having to be around fake people, um, having actual um, true quality, right? Friends, not just people who I became acquainted with through work, right? Um, it it has changed not only myself, but it has improved my quality of life. But I believe it has allowed me to extend my life because I am able to focus, right? I'm not always fast forwarding through life. I don't have cortisol levels all over the place, right? I'm at a state of ease. And I know that if I had stayed on the trajectory that I was, while I would have, I wouldn't even say I would have more money than I have now because the stock market is doing its thing. Um, but I would say internally, I know I would have been paying a higher price than any amount of money they were paying me, right? Um, it is. It is. Um, so I know I've been talking for a minute, so I just want to kind of look and see how the chat is. Um, yeah, but mind you, those people wouldn't even be where they are if they didn't have teachers, right? All honest work is noble, right? The people that give the most are the people that get paid the least. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh, yep, it sure does. Yes. Nichelle said exactly. Both my grandmothers and both great grandmothers were underpaid. Domestic, silent generation were cut off from Social Security initially. Even Black boomers, the good jobs went to men first. Yep. That's why it's important to have conversations with your elders, to learn your history. I read books, watch a lot of documentaries. I had been building my case for my exodus, my Blaxit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they didn't care. They did not care. I knew they were going to make people go back to work when there were articles that were talking about how Black women were feeling um, more comfortable working from home because they didn't have to deal with the stares, the microaggressions, because nobody's just walking by, right, having a conversation or whatever, right? You have meetings. I knew that once they said, "Oh, we're enjoying it," no, they was gonna take that back. Mm. Oh yeah, they're gonna make sure you're gonna need that insurance. Uh, yes, I use it all the time. Actually, I had to use it a lot yesterday. I had to use it a lot yesterday. Yes, please do, please do. Oof, the hair comments. Yes, yep. Uh, yeah, that's the biggest shift. I'll be honest. But like I said, those books that I shared, and the reason why I shared them because it did mentally prepare me for, you know, being able to restructure my accounts, focus on where I needed to focus, and then being okay with temporary periods of numbers being different, right? So drawing down the numbers, and like I said, we'll go into drawdowns and calculators and things like that next month in Black to Global Passport for our Passport Plus members. But all that is to say, it's hard. And a lot of us stay working longer than we should because of a few things. One, we have articles that'll show you about an 88-year-old person who never missed a day of work and is still working. They make sure to plant those every once in a while. Or they will tell you that, you now need $20 million in order to retire. And so people are like, oh, damn, right. You know, keeping on that hamster wheel, working your body past the point of exhaustion. It's a scam, right? Think about it. One of the biggest Ponzi schemes has been Social Security, right? I started working when I was 14. And I started making over six figures when I was 33, maybe 34, somewhere around there. So I've been paying a lot of money. You would think that I should be getting, all of these decades, right? From 14 to time to actually draw down, the interest on that bad boy, I should have millions in the coffers, right? Compound interest, eighth wonder of the world. But you're going to tell me, your actuaries are going to tell me that all of that time, that money that I've been putting in the collective um, offering pot is now only $3,000 a month till I die? If it's 100%, which you already said it's not going to be, and it doesn't pass to my heirs, what? Scam, scam, scam. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, yeah. Going to Walmart. Oh, any, right? These are jobs that, and I started seeing this shift, and I'm going to start to put a pin in this. Um, when I was working in the legislature, because these jobs at fast food and, you know, Walmart and these greeters and stuff, I'm like, these are jobs that teenagers would have, like their first job, working a register. My first job working a register, supermarket. That now people are, that same income is supporting a household, right? A wife and husband and a child, or more than one child, or a parent. And yeah, it was sad. So I want to go through a list that kind of summarizes the learnings, right? Um, in ascending. So it saved my life because um, I had to leave the environment that was draining me, right? And for some of you, I've seen it in the comments. The life you're living is draining you like a battery, but the battery only has so much life, right? You only have this one life. The average life expectancy is about 77, 76, if you're lucky to have a healthy life all of those years. And like I said, just look to the generation before you and see what their quality of life is. And if that's something you want to replicate, if you expending your time, your talent, your energy, your body, your emotional well being, if that's worth it to you for an extra buck. A piece of paper that was printed by the US Department of Treasury that says it is a $1 bill, right? But let's not forget, when Nixon was in office, he took the US off the gold standard, the US dollar. So it is no longer backed by gold. It is we are on the fiat system. So the difference between this piece of paper right here and any greenback you might have in your wallet, right? If I printed out $1 on that piece of paper, the only difference between that is one comes from the Department of the Treasury and one came from my printer, right? Back in the day, currency used to be salt. And is where salary came from. Sal, salt, Italian, Spanish, root word, salary. Currency is what you make it, what you ascribe value to. So is your unique life, how many sets of parents and grandparents and great grandparents had to survive in order for you to be here listening to me, right? Is that all of what they wanted and wished and hoped for themselves and for you, right? The future generations. Is it really worth you exhausting your battery? Peace became a non negotiable. Mm-mm. You ain't gonna mess with my peace. Mm-mm. And I mean it on all fronts. If your presence threatens my peace, that's a wrap. I learned that community abroad healed what isolation in the US damaged. I led a very lonely and isolating existence. I had my children, right? But everybody was doing they were just trying to dance too, right? They were just tapping as fast as they could, doing the best that they could. And in the US, it's not uncommon that, relationships are more transactional than they are actually relational. Um, and so being abroad in community allowed me to heal that part of my life. My finances, woo baby. America had me shook. I was at the store yesterday, to the earlier question about my Portuguese, trying to sort out some issues with my service provider, and the woman didn't know English, so I had to communicate in Portuguese. And let me tell you, I sound like a 2-year-old when I speak, although they say I do well. But that is because I am a 51-year-old woman, a 51-year-old American woman who has been speaking Portuguese for a little over 2 years. So I am right on track. I just communicate in the most simplest of terms. Um, but, I have unlimited data on my phone, works in all around the EU, no roaming, no nothing. High speed internet, 170 channels on my television, a landline I don't use, and and HBO for €59 a month, including taxes. I know you ain't paying 59 in America. What? Mm-mm. 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 No. And I have been able to exhale because, baby, it was decades of holding my breath, waiting for the next shoe to fall. Because in America, you always got to think of something's going to happen. When I was in the States a few weeks ago for Thanksgiving, my mom was like, I got to watch the news because I don't know what's going to happen. Right? What was that movie, The Truman Show? I never really watched it, but I kind of know like the gist of it. So it felt like rest became the medicine I did not know I needed. Mm. And now, Portuguese class is done because I finished that in February. It's been a busy year between travel and our events. Mama is back to taking her naps. Ooh, baby. I get up, I take Bailey out in the morning, we have breakfast, and we get, I check my emails and stuff, do my Wordle, and we're back on the couch. About 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we back to sleep. I found safety and stability I didn't know I was missing. Man, like Portugal's sixth safest country in the world according to the Global Peace Index, right? I'll go out my house anytime. I don't worry about getting got. I don't worry about getting jacked. I don't worry about somebody saying I fit the description. Mm-mm, mm-mm. America was costing me more than money. It was costing me my health, right? And the past 2 years has been me taking corrective measures to address some of the things that I've ignored, um, you know, really improve my quality of life. My nervous system, woo, baby, needed rescuing. It did. My nervous system was jacked up. Excuse me. It was jacked up, I have to say. Um, I did not realize how much mental energy I was expending and what that was doing to my nervous system. Being on edge, not being able to sleep, having brain fog, not attributed to perimenopause, um, just being really dysregulated. And now I'm able to recognize it. And number one, I didn't realize how close to collapse, right? Pushing myself, self sacrificing, right? And I realized, and it's still a process. It's not like, oh, getting on a plane and physically moving yourself means that you don't continue to do the work. It means that you allow yourself to the time to heal, to the time to discover or rediscover who you are, um, and realizing that you don't have to set yourself on fire in order for someone else to be warm. Yeah, girl. I have my bills here on auto pay. Not my US bills. I gotta be checking them with a microscope. But my European bills, mm-mm. Um, I barely watch TV. No, where I live is locals. So I talk all the time. Actually, quick story before I let you go. So I had noticed, that there's an older gentleman that lives in my community, and I consider my Portuguese to be transactional, right? I can order food, I can do most things. And I hadn't seen him in a while, and I ran into him and the other day, and he had had a bad fall, and he only speaks Portuguese, and but he knows I'm an English speaker, and he always speaks to me. He'll speak slowly, or he'll do a little mime action if I'm having trouble understanding. And I can't understand every word for word, but I understand enough. I can make inferences. And so he was telling me he had a bad fall, and he spent 15 hours in the emergency room, and how his glasses had almost punctured his eye. And then, again, I don't have a vast vocabulary. So, just to show empathy, right? And be like, que pena, what a shame. Um, Pues, yeah, right. Desculpa, I'm sorry. And I had asked him, if it was broken at quebrada. And he was like, what? Because I asked if it was broken. And he was shocked. He was impressed that I asked him if it was broken because he said, wow. So he said, oh, some of the other words I could use, would be separado or partir. And, but he was like, oh, I used quebrada, right? Like broken. And I knew that word. I learned that word because there's a train stop on the Cascais line called Cruz Quebrada. And I knew Cruz was cross. So I was like, oh, what is Quebrada? So I put it in the translate. And it said broken. So that stayed in my head. So, could whip out a little Portuguese here and there. So I can do short conversations as long as somebody speaks slowly. Hey, Tyrone. I need to make my way over there in 2026. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Okay. I have another Portuguese story, but my voice is telling me that it's enough. So I hope that you got a lot out of this. And apologies for the voice not being exactly on par tonight. But I hope that this conversation gave you food for thought so that if you are thinking about making your move, if you are thinking about early retirement, and retirement is not an age, it's a number. And we're going to go through that in detail next month in our Blacks to Global Passport Plus members. So if you've been thinking about moving abroad, if you want to take advantage of our courses, and I say plural because we're launching the Blacks to Global Blacksit Blueprint, but there will be additional courses available to Passport Plus members. I strongly encourage that you do that. And thank you. I am trying. I'm going to have me some tea. Oh, it blipped a minute. I was like, where did I go? So yes, I hope this gave you food for thought. If you want to work on your retirement, early retirement, which again, like I said, it's not an age, it's a number. Join Blacks to Global Passport, become a Passport Plus member. Because you know what? You are priceless, right? You are priceless. Just remember that. You cannot be replaced. So that country doesn't deserve you, right? You deserve you. So let's get in community and get the support that you need to move you along to your move abroad. And hey, if you're moving to Portugal, look, got 30 plus friends over here, right? Got a whole community waiting. So, all right, I will be here next week. Yes, right? That's the 18th. Yes, I will be here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. In the meantime, be safe, be well. I'm going to make myself some tea and rest my voice. And I will see you all next week. All right. Ciao, ciao, bueno.